I'm going to tell you a completely different way to build your leaner body, and probably a way you have never seen before. Wait a minute, what do you mean, Isa, by a lean body? What that means? Beautiful question, Natasha. But before I explain the concept behind a leaner body, let me ask you a question. Do you remember the last time you went out, or you drink some wine, or you had some dessert? Do you remember? Sure, I remember. Now, do you remember what happened the day after that? Correct, I do. This sucks, right? But what if I tell you that you can build that body that will burn extra calories for you, that will burn extra fat for you when you are not working out? What? Shut up. Yes, a lean body that naturally burn extra fat, extra calories when you're not exercising, when you're working, when you're on the couch, when you're watching Netflix. Imagine that. Even when you're talking on the phone with your mother-in-law. Now, I know what you must be thinking.
How come this is possible? If I'm crazy at the gym, if I'm doing everything, and if I'm eating very little, I cannot even see results. Imagine building such a body.
Well, the first step of building this leaner body is stop making the mistakes that is actually, in fact, destroying it. But look, before I have to say anything, I have to say it's not your fault. It's not your fault because we spend years and years and years listening to the fitness industry, trying to sell us and trying to convince us to sign up for those fad new classes, promising, oh, you're gonna burn 700 calories, you're gonna burn 800 calories per class. And because of this, we wrongly keep thinking of chasing calories. Think with me. We spend hours in the spinning class, in the treadmills, in those freaking Stairmaster, just so we can have that sweaty sensation of burning the calories, of melting the fat. Or worse, we hop from one class to another, from yoga to boot camp, to bodybuilding, to all the classes with no purpose, no target, and no direction. Why? Because of the same mentality. You go to the gym and you have the same mentality of how can I burn more, spend more, instead of spending that time building a leaner body, a body that's going to burn the calories for you in the 23 hours of your day that you're not training, that you're not working out. So now I ask you, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to spend the hour in the gym trying to burn as much calorie, or spending the hour in the gym building a body that is going to burn extra fat, extra calories during the rest of the day that you're not training? You see the difference? Now, the interesting thing is, you would never go to a brand new city, a city that you've never driven before, without a GPS, would you? Would you go and drive one place to another trying to find a destination, just wasting time going to one street after another? No, you would never. You would just get a GPS. But interesting is, why don't you do this when we're thinking about building a lean body? So no wonder you're feeling like giving up. I would do too. If I would be doing the same things, I would do too. Because now you're trying so hard and you're not seeing results. And now you start listening to what? To the self-sabotage voice. And if you don't know what the self-sabotage voice, let me explain to you. That little voice in your head, that little voice that tells you that you're not good enough, that little voice that tells you like, oh, you had a hard day, you can stay on the couch, or you had a hard day, go eat some ice cream. But that voice disappears as soon as you feel so shitty after you do this. And that little voice is the worst, because now it's keep throwing at you that you're not young enough, or like, oh, years ago it's easier, or keeping giving you the excuse that for you it's different because you don't have the same metabolism. And all this just hurt your confidence even more. And what do you do when your confidence is low? You think of giving up, or in fact, you already did. So another mistake that you've been doing is, because the same mentality of chasing the calories, you cut down the food. You give up the food you love. You start eating so little. This week I was talking to this beautiful woman who come to me and told me she was eating 900 calories. And you would be impressed that so many women do the same thing. So do you see, by doing this, by hopping from one class to another, by wasting so many hours, precious hours in the treadmill, by eating so little, you're not even seeing the results that you want. The girl that told me the 900 calories, she's like, I am eating 900 calories for months and I have never seen sustainable results. I have never seen good results. So by doing this, by doing those mistakes, you are not going to build your leaner body. And in fact, you're going to destroy the chances of you ever getting one. So I'm going to explain to you one important thing, and I need you to understand this. I need you to pause right now, put everything away and listen to me, because this is what I'm gonna tell you. It's going to be a huge game changer. I like to call this the oh shit moments. When you're like, oh, that. One of the pillars, there are more, but one of the pillars of building a leaner body is to build muscle. And listen to me, this is very important. When you prioritize cardio activities, when you're hopping from one class to another with no direction, no purpose, no plan, and on top of that, you're eating very little, you're doing actually the opposite of building muscle. You're actually destroying the little muscle that you have. And if you come to me and say,
Isa, but I did all that and I did lose the weight.
I had one girl that told me this week that she lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks. And my first question to her was like, and how quick did you gain it back? Because that's what you do. Look, it took me 15 years of experience and working really close to hundreds of women to understand that when you do things like this, when you commit those mistakes of hopping from one class to another, or spending so much time on the cardio machine, or eating very little, normally two things happen. The number one thing is hormonal imbalance. Not only you becoming very cranky, because you know when you start eating that little, or you completely take a macronutrient out of your diet, like carbs, for example, nobody can handle you. Nobody wants to be near you because you become such a big... We all do. It's normal. It's not you. And on top of that, you lower your metabolism. So now think with me. In order to build that body that I told you that we need to burn extra calories during the day when you're not doing anything, when you're not working out, we need a higher metabolism. So now, because you're doing this, your metabolism is actually going down. Because why? You used to burn this much. This is your metabolism. You used to eat this much. That's why you gain weight. Or maybe this much or this much, right? And now you decided to eat this much, and you decided to spend the calories to burn in the gym this much. At first, you may actually lose some weight. You're gonna lose some water, you're gonna lose some muscle, you're gonna even lose some fat. And then your body is gonna be like, wait a minute, this gap is too big, this is not working. I am going to lower down your metabolism. Why? And why your body does that? Because your body needs energy. Because your body look to our fat as energy. So your body's gonna say,
why should I spend more energy with this crazy person if I have to save energy for my brain, for my lungs, for my vital organs?
Do you see, I love to say this to my girls when we have our weekly coaching call. I say that pretty much to every single class. Say, hey, look, your body is quite smart, but you have to be smarter than your body. We have to trick your body in a way that you're going to elevate your metabolism. Why? So we can burn more calories when you're sitting. That's a sustainable way. And I told you two things happen. The first one's gonna be what we just talked about, which is your hormone imbalance. And the second thing is because you're eating so little, because you're prioritizing cardio, because you're hopping from one class to another, you got stuck in the frustration cycle. Let me explain to you what is the frustration cycle. Remember I mentioned that one of my girls, she told me before she lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks, right? She actually told me she didn't like the way she looked. And I was like, okay, look, because you're doing those extreme things, normally what happens is you lose some weight, you lose some fat, you lose some water, but you do lose a lot of muscle. And you end up looking like this. And that's what we call skinny fat. You know, sometimes when you lose the weight and people start commenting, but down here, under the clothes, you look and you're like, I actually don't like the way I look. I don't feel toned. my skin is a little bit loose, I can see a lot of cellulite. And the problem with the skinny fat is that you gain the weight back. And then most of the people start gaining more weight than they lost in the first place. Let me explain to you what exactly is the frustration cycle. This is you. And normally, something triggers you. Somebody said something that upsets you about your body, or you received a wedding invitation, or something freaked you out that you decided that I don't want to look like this, I need to do something. And then you go and you start doing the cardio, you start eating very little, okay, in the food. And then what happened? You see an okay result, or maybe even zero results. And what's happened right after? You get frustrated, you get mad, you get upset because you're putting a lot of effort and you're not seeing the results. So what do? You quit. And once you quit, you go back to your habits, you go back to start doing exactly the same thing that got you there in the first place, and you gain the weight back. Or maybe sometimes, like I said, you can gain even more. Now I'm gonna ask you, how long are you going to let yourself be trapped in the frustration cycle? Spinning around and around with no direction, no purpose, doing a lot of work and not seeing the results from your effort. So if you're tired of wasting time and you want to know exactly what to do in the most efficient way, I have an invitation for you. Below this video in the description, there is a link that says book a call. You just need to click that link. You're going to be direct to my page. There you're going to fill up some questions.
Why, Isa? Why do I need to put some questions?
Because I need to know who you are. I need to know what you need. It's not about that I'm gonna come here and give something to you. No, I need to know how I can help you. Maybe even how, if there's a possibility of me helping you. Because I need to know you and your needs. So you're gonna fill up the questions. Once you fill up the question, you're gonna go to my calendar. Pick a time that works best for you. Be in a quiet place, be by yourself so we can have a good conversation, okay? So the only thing you need to do is click that link which says book a call, follow the steps, and show up for the call. And I would love to help you to look leaner and feel stronger for good.